sometimes it's better to be a listening ear than an open mouth, because in the heat of the moment, there's certain things you can't take back because words are like weapons and they wound sometimes. So I like to be really cognizant of the things that I say and do.
Hi, Trina. Thank you so much for
Hello.
speaking with Pop Culture today. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for having me.
Well, I'm a fan, so I'm always excited to speak to you. But I watched all 8 episodes, and what is going on this season with you guys?
Well, you've watched all episodes, so tell me what is going on with us guys.
I think as a collective, as fans, as much as we love you guys, we are frustrated, but I can only imagine as a sister how you feel. Now, let's just jump right into it. So, this season, we are joined by your niece, Ashley, and you made it clear that you had no desire to speak about certain issues on camera or publicly. At
Right.
this present moment, what would you say that you've come to terms with how everything transpired, or do you feel like there still needs to be a lot of work done within the collective?
I do believe that there's a lot of work that needs to be done as far as the collective is concerned. I think that everything, even though we're a reality show, we believe in, being transparent, because you can only get a message through if you can reach a resolve through, when turmoil is happening. However, I don't think everything is for public consumption. I think that prior to that happening, we need to come together as a family to try to reach resolve. And then we can do a podcast or whatever case or whatever platform you'd like to use. But I think a family needs to reach resolve, because if you haven't reached that before you go out to the masses, then it builds on that pot, and then it's that kettle starts to boil. And then next, you get that loud whistling and you're like, oh my gosh, what is that sound? It's hurt
Mhm.
still coming out. You understand what I'm saying? So you just have to really be careful. And I think we need to be really careful on what we decide to put on a platform before we ourselves reach a resolve.
Now, there are a lot of tense moments this season. One of the moments is probably one of the worst that we've seen between the sisters. And for the most part, you were quiet and you chose not to engage. I was so proud of you. I don't know how you held your composure. What were you thinking during that moment?
Well, in that moment, I'm thinking, you know what? We are family first. And this is not what we do. This is not what we are taught. And sometimes it's better to be a listening ear than an open mouth, because in the heat of the moment, there's certain things you can't take back because words are like weapons and they wound sometimes. So I like to be really cognizant of the things that I say and do and process them properly first. Like, okay, did I hear what I just heard? Do I ask this person, oh, can you repeat what you said, to make sure there's no misunderstanding before I decide to have a reply?
Now, the show has been a staple in the culture, specifically in Black households. You know, we love the impromptu songs, the random talent shows you guys will put on. You know, it's been a time. But as I mentioned earlier, as a fan, some of us feel like the glory days of the show may be over, and that makes us sad because of, such tension that's been going on. Do you think that it's time to turn the cameras off for good, or do you think that there's still more to showcase?
I think there's still more to showcase. You guys have to realize and understand this. You guys are accustomed to seeing the Braxtons and the Braxton Family Value Show with 26 episodes per season. So we are slimmed down to 8. So you're not going to get everything in a condensed moment like this. Maybe if we get longer episodes, you guys be able to see more of the fun. You get to see more of the breakout of laughter and jokes and singing. But right now, especially with a very, very huge element missing, I think not just the network, but we as a family had to see how is this going to work without that very special element, which is my sister Tracy, missing. So it's like, do those harmonies still sound the same with us? Do they feel the same with us? Because we are going through this out loud, just like you guys are watching.
Now, in the past few seasons, it seems as though, baby sister Tamar has seemingly been a little bit more estranged from the sister collective. Obviously, fans are going to be shocked to see where things go, especially between the two of you, because you guys have always been super close. You've
Mhm.
been very supportive and loyal, to what we can see from Tamar. Were
Mhm.
you hopeful throughout the rest of filming after that happened that you guys will be able to turn things around? Or as you mentioned, did you think that sometimes things just go too far and you really need like an indefinite pause?
With family, I'm going to say this, or with any other relationship that develop, because for some people they don't necessarily have family, and the people that they choose to be their families are the ones that they consider, oh, that's my sister or that's my brother, without even the bloodline. But I'm saying this to say that with any relationship, you're going to have some kind of terse conversation. Things happen. And as long as you have time, then there's a moment to mend. But it doesn't happen right away. Sometimes you have to separate yourself just for a moment to reflect back on, okay, what was said, what was done, this hurt my feelings, and be able to talk about it, as opposed to scooping it under the rug and then saying, well, next time I see this person, we'll just have that conversation. That no, it's not that at all. And it's just the same with us as sisters. And I'm not saying that you have to love that person from afar, definitely not saying that, but you have to love them in the way they want to be loved. And that's what you have to ask them. What do you need from me? And what does that look like for our relationship?
And finally, I love that, outside of the sisters, you've always done your own thing. When everyone else was doing R&B, you wanted to do pop, okay? When everyone
Absolutely.
else was doing talk shows and Broadway shows, you open bar chicks. And now you're getting into, some other streams of income.
Yes.
So talk to us a little bit about what we can expect to see from your personal storyline and what you have going on.
Oh, wow. You all know I am a serial entrepreneur, and so I will never stop. But right now, I am a realtor with Keller Williams in Atlanta, and I am also in culinary school. And well, we all know I love cooking, and I love just everything hospitality, because that goes into the vein of bar chicks. And ever since I'd opened it, and it was open for 5 years, so I'm really, really blessed to be a person who had a 5 year restaurant, being a newbie. But COVID just kind of messed up everybody's, everything.
Good. Yeah.
It messed up everybody's everything. But I definitely plan to, especially after getting my chef's degree, because I'm getting an AA in culinary arts, and I'm excited about that venture. And have you ever watched my cooking channel
Yes, with you and Vaughn.
with Vaughn and I? Yes, I know
Yeah.
it's such a hoot. We have such a great time, but we're always doing that next thing, so we're always very, very excited. But if you need me to sell your house, I will.
Well, I'm in your home state. I'm in Maryland, but I will let you know if I needed.
All right, I will take the referral.
But it's always a pleasure to talk to you, a lifelong, well, longtime fan. And again, I'm very proud of you for the way that you handled yourself this season.
Thank you, Brenda. I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me.